I'm Emma. I'm the School and Youth Programs Manager at the Bainbridge Island Museum of Art, and today we're making sun prints. Sun prints are a really great way to take advantage of the properties of really affordable construction paper. If you've ever used cheap construction paper in an art project, you know that the sunlight can fade it really easily, which can be a huge bummer if you're making something where color is really important to you. But our project today is going to be taking advantage of that property, using it to our advantage, and making prints using the sun. You're going to want to find the cheapest possible construction paper. So maybe that's something you already have at home. Maybe you just pick it up at your grocery store like I did. I had the option at my store of choosing from regular construction paper and fade resistant. Because the fade is what we're going for with this project, I didn't go for the more expensive fade resistant paper. The cheapest one on the shelf was perfect for what I needed. So we're going to pick out some objects that have interesting silhouettes, let the sun do its work, and come back and see some sun prints. So as you're choosing the items that you'll be using for your sun prints, you want to think about things that have that interesting silhouette, something that will look good even if you can't see the color, right? Only the shape. So I've got some mason jar lids here that I thought would give us some interesting circles. Fig leaves have a really strong organic shape. And then these coins, especially this old coin that I have from the Philippines, I thought their outlines would give us some cool kind of polka dot shapes. I've got a collection of rocks, flowers, more leaves, really just looking for things that might have an interesting outline. And then with this piece of paper, I actually folded it. I want to see what those folds look like when they're exposed to the sun. You might want to have stones to weigh down the leaves if you're using lighter materials. Want to make sure they don't get blown away in the wind. And then find a sunny spot to leave it out, and I left mine out for about 3 hours. So now I'll take off all of the rocks, take off the items, and you can start to see the sun prints being revealed. Each of them looks different. Some of the colors of construction paper faded in different ways, but they came out really interesting, and I'm excited to use these in other projects. So we'll see you next time on BIMA's Art in Action from Home.
If you saw the video of Washington Park Arboretum, you will have seen how magnificent and glorious the rhododendrons and azaleas are right now, as they are all over Seattle. I found this little bud on the sidewalk this morning while walking my dog, and I feel like even it is worthy of a little vase. So I found a tiny little glass that I'm going to pop it in. So arrangements are really fun to make, and they can be made with flowers that are around your house. These are a bunch of, maybe some people consider weeds, that were growing on my front lawn. So for example, these lovely little field daisies. They are so abundant right now. And I'm just going to put them in a good old plastic cup. We've got buttercups, and we've got forget-me-nots, this beautiful blue color. Add those, and we even have a lovely little dandelion. Put it right in there as well. And there you go. An instant meadow. I'd like to share a video made by my friend Christina, who is a floral designer, and she's going to demonstrate making a beautiful arrangement using flowers and other plants from her backyard. I find the video just relaxing and calming and inspiring to watch, so I hope you enjoy it.
Hey everyone, my name is Christina and today I'm going to show you guys how to make a small floral arrangement by using the materials from your backyard. First and foremost, the thing that I'll be using as a base for our arrangement is going to be this incredibly beautiful dogwood. I actually just cut this right from my front yard, and you're definitely going to want to start with your greenery first whenever you're doing a floral arrangement. This is just a really great way to kind of create a foundation for us to kind of nestle these flowers in here so they stay nice and sturdy. I really like to make my arrangements kind of organic and loose. If you like to make them more pave style design, that's fine as well. Really what that means is just a lot more compact, tight. And every time you go to add a stem of a flower or greenery right before your base, definitely give it a fresh cut. And every time that you do make a cut, make sure to cut at an angle, at a 45-degree angle. The purpose for doing this is just that it gives a wider space for the flower to drink. But yeah, so now we have our greenery set, and the next step that we're really going to want to do is putting these big focal flowers in. This will kind of help us know what direction the shape is going. Since this one is so big, I'm going to go ahead and put him right here, right at the bottom. And also, I didn't mention the vase that I'll be using today is equivalent to the size of a mason jar. So if you have that at home, that also works. Okay, so we got our peony here. Let's see. I'm gonna keep this. I typically like to use 3 big points of design. So maybe one low, one medium, and one out here. It just helps create a little bit more balance for the arrangement. Perfect. Got these guys going. And then, how are we doing here? Pretty good so far? Okay. So the next thing that we're going to want to put in, I think we'll use these beautiful calla lilies. Again, make sure to give a fresh cut before kind of putting these in. Perfect. A lot of people view floral design as a form of art therapy. It's just a really great way to not only get outside to get those materials, but a creative way to connect with nature. Perfect, I got these here. Perfect. Let's see here, how are we doing? Got our colors okay. Now it looks like this guy keeps kind of moving around. So anytime you feel like things are getting a little too loose, definitely make sure just to add a little bit more greenery at the base. It'll help keep things nice and tight. Perfect. Alrighty, so we have our base flowers here. Added a pop of white by using these calla lilies. I actually didn't even know I had these in my yard until my neighbor pointed them out the other day because they were hiding on the side of the house. Alrighty, and then the last thing that we're going to use for this arrangement is a beautiful Lisianthus. It's our chartreuse green. This is much more of a whimsy flower, kind of really light and airy, and I always like to put those type of flowers in last to kind of give the arrangement a little bit of height and also add some fun texture too. have one right back here. You can kind of see how the colors follow each other. So we've got some pink on this side at the base, and then it comes in the back. Same with the white here, right on the outside, to the middle, to the back, and now the same with the greens. Definitely helps kind of the overall color palette blend together really well. Alrighty, let's take a look here how we're doing. Just got a little bit jammed here. Maybe a little bit more here. Get some more flower. There's really no wrong way to do floral design when creating something beautiful from your backyard. My main tip to make sure the flowers that are lasting as long as possible is just always giving, again, a fresh snip at the end of the stem, and also changing out the water every few days. All right. I kind of want this little one to show a little bit more. And also kind of just seeing what feels right. This one feels a little too tall. We're gonna readjust here. The scissors I'm using are actually garden clippers. You can use regular scissors if that's all you have, but these work really great for all kinds of stems. I like that much better. It's all the flowers you can see really well. Alrighty, so here's our final product for our small coffee table, bedside. You can put this as a centerpiece. Again, just a few things to think about. This vase is a little bit taller than a mason jar, but that will really work great. And again, make sure you're changing out the water.
Hi, I'm Susan from Plum, and today we're going to take a peek at this charming garden shed owned by Dea and Peter Perry, owners of Bainbridge Island Premier Landscape Garden Design, Aurora Floralis. Let's go in and see what Dea's got going for us. Hey Dea!
Oh, hi.
What you got going?
Oh, well, we're going to plant up some container gardens with herbs today.
Oh, fantastic!
Yeah. It's fun. It's great weather, but even if it's not great weather, you can do it. Hi, everybody. I'm going to show you how to pot up your herbs in an herb garden or container garden. You can pot them up in a ceramic, wood, or we prefer galvanized metal. You have to make sure whatever you potted up in has drain holes, and we had to put these holes in here with a big, huge drill. My husband was close by, so he insisted on doing that. We could have done it. So you have to make sure you have the right bit, right holes for drainage. First, you want to plug your holes with semi-large stones. Plug those holes up, then you add a teeny bit of gravel to each pot. Not too much so that it doesn't get too heavy. And then that should do it. Then you want to add your soil to come up just to the bottom of your pot. So let's add your soil nice potting soil. It has enough vermiculite in there, and vermiculite helps with drainage and aerates the soil and keeps the moisture in, so your pots don't dry up too fast. Okay, then when you get your level right, you want to add a little bit of water so that it compresses down a teeny bit. There we go. Mix it up, nice. Then you put in your plants. There's your tallest ones are your cilantro or your sage. Put the sage in the middle. That'll look good. And you've got thyme. We've all got a lot of thyme right now, don't we? And we've got basil. Look how root bound that is. You've got to kind of squeeze the roots around the outside. And rosemary. Okay. Then you've got them in place. All your textures are there, different textures, and you add more soil just to the top of the grade of the top of the plant. There. Compress it down just a teeny bit, not too much, because you want to make sure that these guys are nesting in there, just like that. Okay. Almost there. It's pretty easy to do. You can do it at home, or you can contact info@plumbainbridge.com and they can make them up for you, or do it yourself. Okay, isn't that pretty? So all you need to do to pinch your plants when you want to use the herbs is just pinch it like that, or basil. Pesto plant. I love pesto. Okay, guys, that's it. Enjoy.
Hi everybody, we're here at Washington Park Arboretum, where the azaleas and the rhododendrons are in full splendor. Let's go take a walk. The air is so fragrant with the scent of these azaleas and rhododendrons. That beautiful golden color, nature's first hue. Looks like these are just starting to come out. Those are the deciduous azaleas. And they tend to be even the most fragrant. Here we're going to get up close and go inside one of these beautiful rhododendron flowers. So here you can see the stamens and the pistil inside the flower. And here are the stamens with their anthers. Let's go inside this deep pink colored rhododendron. Again, there's the pistil and the stamens. And here are those beautiful spots, really close up inside the rhododendron.
I sank into the earth with a sigh, right through the grass and spring flowers, right down past the buttercup roots, past rocks and buried things. A goldfish skeleton in an old Band-Aid box, a dog skeleton wearing tattered remains of a yellow terry cloth robe. I swam around, just exploring. Then I rested long and peaceful. So quiet, so warm, despite the cold drizzle above. I rested for years. Little burrowing animals, chipmunks and bunnies, mice and voles and moles, nested for a season in my cranium, slept cuddled against all my old thoughts. Their children scurried along my shin bones, played ragtime tunes on my teeth. A cedar tree planted itself right over me, sent its roots down, down to curl around me, finally working all through my bones, between my ribs and fingers, circling and twisting and holding. The cedar, fed by my body, grew tall and strong as 100 years went by. Messages came down between the delicate layers of tree skin, the birds, the clouds, the sky, that world. We sent back messages of rootedness in the earth, the nourishing dark, the comfort, the peace, that embrace.
Hi, welcome to yoga. My name is Emily. I am the yoga and fitness instructor at the Pike Market Senior Center, and I'm just really excited to be in collaboration with the Seattle channel and extend our community practice to the viewers at home. So thank you so much for being here. The Pike Market Senior Center has been offering yoga classes for over a decade, and many of my students have been practicing much longer than I have. So it's a very experienced group of folks. So just know that the classes that we offer here are a little bit vigorous. Please just take it at your own pace, push and pull on the offering in whatever way makes the most sense for you and your body. Keep an open mind and do your best. All right, let's have a great class.
We're rolling.
All right, hi, welcome. If you aren't already, let's go ahead and get started at the top of the mat. And as always, you're welcome to begin in a seat if seated feels a little bit better for you today. That's a great way to start as well. However you like to begin, most importantly, give yourself just a couple breaths here to very intentionally slow down and start to welcome yourself into the moment. So maybe with your eyes open, just take a second to move your vision away from the TV or the screen and to observe your space. And even if this is a room you've been in a bagillion times, just notice the light. What time of day is it? The colors, the objects. Looking, noticing. And we'll take that same attitude of curiosity and awareness and start to bring it internal. So if it feels good, you can close down your eyes or maybe just find a soft gaze down in front of you. But taking just a couple breaths here to check in and to notice how things are feeling for you today. Right? What's the felt sense of your body? Sometimes we come to our physical practice and what we meet isn't just physical. Often it's very energetic or emotional, mental. And so just sort of noticing all the different aspects of you. And as always, as we kind of transition into this practice, remember that it's never about having a perfect experience or the right experience. It's about the discipline to have the experience you're actually having with a little bit of curiosity and a lot of compassion. Right? We're going to meet this moment, this experience with breath. Take a big breath in. Open mouth exhale. Let's do one more just like that. Breathe in. Breathe out. Good. I invite you to relax your arms down. I don't know why, I always like to bring my hands to my hips when I do this, but just do what feels comfortable for you. Nice and rooted through your feet. Let's take a couple moments here just to gently turn the head around in gentle little circles here on your neck. If you find a place that feels a little sticky or tight, you're welcome to pause and give it a breath or a little extra stretch. Be gentle. And let's gently reverse that direction. All right, let yourself come back up through neutral. We're going to start to shrug the shoulders up and back. See, just kind of be curious, right? When we kind of bring our shoulders up to our ears, that tends to kind of be like a stress pattern or a holding pattern. So as you lift your shoulders up, see if you can do it with a sense of strength and support, not necessarily with like clenching or sort of stressing. Just kind of allowing mobility really and range of motion come into this whole upper area of your body, right? Your shoulders, your chest, your upper back, your neck. Let's reverse that action, right? Bringing the shoulders forward and down, kind of get that good stretch through the back of the shoulder blades. And just meeting it again with breath. You might imagine your breath moving into these areas of the body. Go ahead and relax that down. Bring your hands out in front of you and open your palms. And I'm going to encourage you to really look at your hands. The hands are such cool and powerful and creative and communicative, and they're just incredible parts of our body. All those little bones in the hands, your fingerprint is unique to you. Right. Let's go ahead and close the hands into a gentle little fist and make some circles here. Feeling, listening. Snap, crackle, popping. And we'll reverse the direction. Go ahead and open up your hands, spread your fingers nice and wide, nice good stretch through your palms, and then close your fingers in. So open and close. Keep them open, wiggle your fingers, make sure you get your thumbs. And bring the hands to the hips, feet hip width distance at least, maybe a little bit wider. You can be soft through your knees here. We're gonna make big circles, really turning the pelvis around in a big circle, right? Letting it move on top of the thigh bones. Even though, you can't actually, I hear yoga teachers all the time say, breathe into your hips. Our lungs don't go into our hips. But what the intention here is to know that when we do these poses, we're creating all of this space, right? We're creating space in all of these tissues. And as we breathe, the breath oxygenates, right? The whole body, all of the cells, the blood. Right? So you might breathe nourishment and space and compassion into the hips. Let's swing it around the other way. Our hip joints are incredibly important, obviously, and they're notoriously tricky. So be gentle. Know that you're doing good work just by letting your hips take up some space. Good. And go ahead and stand up nice and tall. I'm going to turn to the side just to demo. I bring your awareness into your back body, weight into your heels. Gently hinge at your knees here, like sticking your butt back in space like you were going to sit down. but then drive through your heels and stand yourself back up. So it's just a little lower in a lift. Nice and slow. We're gonna start to build a little bit of heat. Start to kick on a little energy in the big muscles of the lower body. Just sort of noticing, right? As always, you're welcome to rest or take a different variation. Move as fast or as slow makes sense to you. But see if you can kind of ride alongside the sensation, the activation, right? The heart rate comes up a little bit, the warmth of the body. See if you can kind of ride alongside that sensation with curiosity, knowing that when things get challenging, that doesn't necessarily mean that you're bad at it or wrong or that, you know, something wrong is happening, right? We actually build a lot of capacity and strength mentally by learning how to just kind of be embodied during these moments of activation. Going at your own pace, I'm going to say we're here. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Stand up. Give yourself a breath. I definitely feel warmed up. We'll start to do a little sun salutation and some flexion of the spine. Lots of good work in the spine for this class. So let's take a deep breath in. Reach your arms up. Exhale, bring your hands to heart center. 2 more just like that. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands to heart center. This time, inhale, arms up. Good, listen, exhale, side bend, up and over to the left. Right, strong through your belly and your feet here, lifting up and over, right, to bring some space through the side body, the right side rib cage. Good. Strong through the belly, let's come back up through center, give yourself a breath in. Exhale, side bending over to the right. And same deal, nice and slow, stay present. Doesn't need to be a huge movement or a big sensation to be interesting or effective. Let's come back up through center. And exhale, relax your arms down, and we're going to work into a standing supported back bend. So start, even though we're working in the spine, start with your ground, right? So feet are hip width distance, nice and rooted through your legs, strong through your legs. And bring your hands to your lower back, kind of like the top of the butt here, and then bring your shoulder blades and your elbows toward one another, and just kind of feel how that in itself is going to start to kind of push the sternum and the chest forward, right? So that might be a good and interesting place to stay. If you want to go a little bit deeper, again, strong through your legs, engage your quadriceps, squeeze your butt together, literally squeeze your glutes, and then start to push your hips forward, right? And you'll notice that that deepens the back bend quite a bit. That might be where you stay. Maybe you lift through your sternum and look up. Right, I know some of my students will take their gaze all the way to the back wall, but wherever you're looking, stay with the ground underneath your feet. We're here just for 3. Lift your chest in 2. And 1. Take that big breath in and reach your arms up. Good. Exhale, relax your arms down. All right. We're going to work some forward bending, right? So we just did backward bending. Now we're going to do forward bending. So bending the knees generously to begin, right? Let this really be about decompression of the lower spine. Bring your hands to your thighs or your knees here. Let the tailbone pull back in space and reach the crown of your head forward. And as always, this is going to be where a lot of us do our work. We're going to stay just like this. Others of you are going to start to dangle forward, reaching for the floor or your toes. Right, keep that bend in your knees, and then press yourself up. Inhale, arms up, reach up. Good. Exhale, relax your arms down to your side. And just give yourself a moment to pause. We're going to do that forward bend 3 times with breath, so linking the breath to the poses, Vinyasa Yoga. And then on the 3rd one, we're going to hold it for time. So just keep your ears open and do your best. Inhale, arms up, reach up. Exhale, fold forward halfway or all the way. Drive through your heels. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, halfway or all the way. 1 more. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, halfway or all the way, and pause. Right, again, just a moment to notice ground. Let yourself feel rooted and supported. And from that sense of support, do your best to relax through your spine, your face, your jaw. Nice deep breaths. Good. If you are bending all the way forward, bend your knees and let's come up halfway, right? So give yourself a moment, let your blood pressure kind of calibrate. And then drive through your heels, take a big breath in to reach all the way up. And exhale, relax your arms down by your side. Okay. Give that a little wiggle and a shake. We're gonna work our sun salutation Bs, so squats and lunges. This is definitely like a cardiovascular part of class, so just listen to your body, listen for the cues. All right, here we go. Inhale, arms up, reach up. Good, exhale, sit back for fierce pose, like a low squat. Right? Let your tail stick out, lift your chest, right? Let a little heat in, and then drive through your heels. Inhale, stand back up, reach up. Good, exhale to lunge, bring your right foot forward, left foot back. Just give yourself a moment to pause. Bring the right thigh bone back in space, left hip rolls forward, but actively press your left heel down. If you need to take up more space, you're welcome to widen your feet out a little bit, right? Inhale, arms up, chest up, warrior one. Just give yourself a couple breaths to notice, right? Take a little snapshot of what you're asking your muscles and your bones to do. Give it one more breath in. Exhale for side angle, right arm goes down, left arm open. Don't worry so much about your arm, really this is about left rib cage, right? Twisting up and open, we're twisting into the spine here. Good. We'll come back up through warrior one, take that breath in. Good, exhale, step to the top of your mat, feet together. Inhale, arms up. Good, exhale, sit back, fierce pose. Drive through your heels, inhale, stand back up. Exhale, left foot forward, right foot back to lunge. I'm just going slow on this first side to set everything up, get a nice strong foundation. Working your left knee over your left ankle, pressing nice and strong through your back heel. Inhale, arms up, warrior one. Again, just a couple moments to ground. It's a warrior pose, right? This archetype of the strong warrior, so okay to feel strong and powerful here. Give it a breath. Exhale, side angle, left arm down, right arm up and open. Again, feeling this twist of your chest and your rib cage opening, up and open towards the right. Strong through the belly, let's come back up. Warrior one, and exhale, top of your mat, hands to your heart. All right, a little different here. Interlace your fingers behind your back. And again, kind of inviting the elbows and the shoulder blades together. You might even bring your knuckles kind of to your sacrum, your lower back, the sort of flat, bony part of your lower back. Right? And from here, you can stand up and just kind of press, right? Kind of feel this little back bending here, or maybe you bend your knees and come into that fierce pose. Ooh. All right, maybe we stay here. Maybe you come onto just one of your tippy toes. And set that heel down, maybe come onto the other tippy toe. Stay with that focus, bring both heels down. Maybe you come onto both of your toes. Both of your toes, both of your feet with your toes. Stay with it, breathe, just for 3. Sit down in 2. And 1. Good, go ahead and bring your heels down. Let's stand up and shake that out. We're gonna transition to our belly next and do a little bit of back bending on the belly. So you can go ahead and however you like, maybe gracefully or not so gracefully, make your way down. All the way onto the belly. We're gonna set up for Cobra Pose, the Bhujangasana, feet together, zip your feet together, press the tops of your feet down, and bring your hands underneath your shoulders, right? So your elbows are up and back like you were like a cricket. Now, active through your legs, press the tops of your feet down, press your hips down. You're gonna feel your thighs engage here. Then inhale, lift your head, neck, and chest, and breathe, right? The low cobra pose. Your hands are here for support and leverage, but really there's not a whole lot of weight in the hands. This is really a lift, right, from your back muscles. Chest is pulling forward and up. We'll stay for one more full breath in. Good, exhale, lower down. And give yourself a moment just to rest, relax your legs. We're gonna flow through the cobra pose 5 times, right? So it's almost like we're doing a sit-up, but we're kind of crunching through the back muscles, right? The core wraps around the entire lower spine, right? So let this be a little bit of a core exercise, a spine strengthening exercise. So let's set it up, just do your best. Bring your thighs to touch, press your feet down, right? Elbows by your side. Here we go, strong through your legs, inhale, cobra. Exhale, lower. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Couple more, press down to lift up, breathe in. Exhale to lower. One more, inhale to lift. And exhale to lower. Good, you can make a little pillow here with your forearms, bend your knees. You give your feet here a little rock side to side. All right, use your hands here, start to press yourself up through sort of a tabletop position, and then scooch your legs and your bum off to one side. All right, so coming into a forward bend, we'll kind of move flexion and extension of the spine this way. So keeping the knees bent at least a little bit. You can kind of, again, just use your hands to move your butt out from underneath you, letting your pelvic bowl tilt forward, right? If you had a tail, your tail would be behind you, not tucked underneath. So sometimes folding over your mat or even sitting up on a cushion can be helpful here. Let's take a breath in to reach up. Exhale, fold forward. And we'll stay for a few breaths. And just kind of notice the sensation in your lower back after all of that back bending that you've done today. Sort of feeling this forward bending. All right, go ahead and lift your chest up. We're going to transition all the way onto the back, right? So coming into what is kind of like an active rest posture. Knees bent, soles of the feet flat to the floor. And the setup on this is actually pretty important. So listen to the cues and set this up. Again, knees bent, soles of the feet flat to the floor. Feet are at least hip width distance. And then you're gonna walk your feet in towards your booty, kind of imagining you want to get your fingertips to touch the backs of your heels. Now from here, tuck your tail under. So if you did have a tail, you would be like a scared puppy, right? You're kind of like gluing your lower back down towards the ground, and you're gonna hold that action as you kick your heels down so much that your pelvis, your hips start to lift up, right? Setu Bandhasana, the supported, or the standing bridge pose. Now this might be a good place to just pause and check it out because your chest is coming up towards your chin. Create a little foundation underneath your chest. Maybe rock your shoulder blades together. Some of you might want to interlace your fingers, but continue to kick down and breathe. We're going to hold it for like 3 breaths. If you need to come down early, you can. But again, just permission to ride alongside a little discomfort, a little challenge. That's super normal. It's true of yoga, right? It's true of life. Hang on to it. We're here. One more full big breath in. Ooh, nice and slow. Start to let your vertebrae, your spine slowly come down to the mat. Good. You kind of bend your knees in at your chest. Might feel good to give yourself a little squeeze or a little rock side to side. one of my favorite poses, we'll do legs up the wall. So staying on your back is heavy, heavy, heavy here. You can just let your legs float up towards the ceiling. If this feels like a lot, you can use your hands behind your knees for support. And then from here, I'm going to invite you just to wiggle your ankles and your toes. You might kind of just let your whole legs do just a little free dance here. And then gently, we're going to bring the feet back down to the ground. Feet hip-width distance at least, right? Bring your knees out wide here. Gently knock your knees side to side. And as you do this, right, you're internally and externally rotating the thigh bone in the hip socket. You're going to feel your pelvis, right, sort of tilt side to side. A little pressure here into the glute. Might feel kind of good after that back bending. Good. Then for our last posture before final rest will be one of my favorites. It's called the banana asana. And it's just like it sounds. We're going to turn into a banana. So keeping your both hips on the ground, and you're just going to walk your feet over to the right. Okay? And then again, both hips are rooted and heavy. See if you can just kind of shimmy your upper body over to the right. So you're in this banana shape. It's a big lateral side stretch, right? Maybe you stay here. If you want to deepen the upper body stretch, you can reach your arms up overhead. It can also feel nice just to bring one hand to the belly and one to the heart. So you can choose, but stay just passively, really let the weight of your own body and gravity kind of help you open up into this side body stretch. And then let's scooch it to the other side. Other side banana. So feet walk over to the left. Upper body shimmies to the left. Thank goodness this is not a ballet class. Just make your way there. And we'll stay for a few breaths. It's kind of like chilling in a hammock or something on a beach. That's what this pose is kind of like. Tropical banana pose. All right. You start to make your way back through center. Good. Relax your arms down. We're going to come into a final resting posture. So you have a couple choices here. I'll invite you to do Baddha Konasana, Supta Baddha Konasana, soles of the feet together, knees out wide. Or maybe an active rest here, knees bent, soles of the feet flat to the floor. You're welcome to close down your eyes. Maybe bring one hand to your heart, one to your belly. And we'll stay for just a few conscious breaths. Start just by, again, noticing the points of contact between your body and the floor. And just entertain me a little bit here. Right, just this idea maybe of really allowing the weight of you, all of you, your muscles, your bones, but also whatever sort of energetic or mental sort of qualities you're carrying with you today. Just allowing all of that to be supported by the ground. Right? Inhale, feel your belly and your chest rise. Exhale, feel them fall. If you have more time, take more time. If you're ready to move on, gently roll over onto one side all the way. And you can use your hands and your arms to press yourself all the way up to a seat. And to close out class together today, I'm going to invite you to bring your hands together and to kind of just rub them back and forth, bringing a little bit of energy. You might feel just a little friction or heat between your palms. And in that energy, using your imagination, you might set an intention, a positive affirmation or a wish or a prayer. And you're going to take that energy and that intention and put it right into your heart. Give it a big breath in. Breath out. And I'll bring my hands to my heart to bow forward and say thank you so, so much.